What is up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. I am outside. Harry's in physical therapy. I just realized I hadn't got you guys up to date in a while, and I wanted to do that. My big brother's like, "What's up with Mill's musings? We hadn't heard anything from you in a month." And I feel so bad because I filmed stuff, but I hadn't had a chance to edit it. So let me fill you in on what's been going on while Harry's doing his exercises. So, leaving off where we did last time, it turns out that Harry did end up going ahead and staying 10 days at the rehab hospital. He did pretty good. They ended up wanting to have him stay 13 days. I got him to where he was staying 10 days, and that was enough. I had Pinky promised him that I wouldn't make him do any more than that, and so, yeah. So that's what we did. We I took him out and took him home, and he was very glad to get home. I was glad to get him home. But let's see, where shall I fill you in after that? Because quite a lot has happened. So, come to find out, his back, during this stay, his incision came open. Not a lot, but it did come open. So we had to start using steri strips on it for it to heal again. Now, a lot of this reason was because they, at the rehab place, had him on a lot of heat for his back. Well, that heat caused the incision, because it wasn't fully healed yet, to kind of open up. They started putting steri strips on it. We had to really be meticulous about taking care of it and making sure it wasn't getting infected. It had some oozing. Sorry, but had some oozing on it, so we had to be careful of that and monitor that. So we got him out. We were very concerned about a lot of things. He was still having some dizziness, but not quite as bad. He was walking better on his own, not 100%, but doing much better. We went to his back doctor to check in after getting out to make sure everything was healing nicely. We still had steri strips on it, but my question to the doctor was, okay, but we have this oozing. Well, come to find out, he had stitches on the inside as well. And as those start dissolving, they kind of ooze out of the incision until they're completely dissolved. And so I said, well, it would have kind of been nice if somebody had told me that would happen and expect it to happen, because the hospital, the rehab, or me knew about that. So anyway, that turned out to be fine. They did have him on another antibiotic just to be careful about it. And then let's see what happened after that. Oh, the biggest thing is that through all this, Harry had just been taking Tylenol. So to leave off with the story about them taking him off his pain medication. After talking to the doctor at the physical therapy place, he was on 6 different pain medications, 6 different pain pills, guys. Now, he has suffered vertigo for years anytime he lays down and gets up. So for about the last 3 years, he's suffered that. But it's for about the last year, though, he's been having these problems walking without getting dizzy, and even more so in the last 6 months. And so after further talking with the doctor at the rehab place, that is what the problem was. That's why his body was so toxic. He was taking 6 different pain medications. So it's no wonder he was sleeping all the time, wasn't focused, couldn't take part in a conversation, any of that. So, but he detoxed off all of that while he was in rehab, only taking Tylenol, and detoxed off the rest of it. I was very proud of him. He really stuck through it, especially after we explained to him what it was doing to his body. So, uh, so what I can say about the pain medication is this. I had medicine lists that I took in everywhere with us that all the doctors were looking at. It took going to a physical therapy place for them to look over the list and realize something was wrong. I feel bad that I didn't catch that. I was really upset that I didn't catch that, but I was even more upset that none of the other doctors that had been looking over the list going, why is he taking so many pain medications? Um, so I was really glad, and so was he, after we discovered what was going on, that um, that he'd wipe the slate clean through detoxing out of that while he's in rehab and starting over. So with that said, we went to see, and I'm still off work at this point on FMLA, and so we went to see his doctor, and we said we wanted to discuss pain management because of, and of course, what all happened. So our doctor, God bless him, he looked at the list, and I told him what the other doctor said, and he said, you know what? He is absolutely right. He is taking too much pain medication. He felt bad about not catching it any sooner than anybody else did. So we told him what he had been taken off of, but Harry, of course, was still in pain, and this has not so much to do with his back, other than he has arthritis, and a lot of this goes back to the Agent Orange exposure. He has arthritis just about in every joint of his body. Almost his whole entire body is arthritis filled. So he does have a pain issue with just walking and everything. So upon relooking at all of his medications, there were a couple that were low dose that were issued by another doctor. One was a low dosage of a medicine called lamotrigine, and that was issued by his neurologist, but it was issued primarily for his seizures that he has in his left side of his brain. So, of course, he needed to stay on that because of his seizures, but Dr. Garcia said it was a low enough dose that he wasn't concerned about that. But everything else we took him off of. He took him off of completely. What he did do is put him on one of the pills he was taking has 4 different levels of strength. Harry was on the 3rd tier, so he was taking a very high dosage of it. So Dr. Garcia said since he's already used to not taking it, we're going to lower him down to like the 1st or 2nd level. So that medication was reissued to him, represcribed, but at a lower dosage. So that's the only one he's taking right now, and that he's going to be taking. That has seemed to work really well with him. He is still very alert. Of course, after he takes all of his medicines, because of his other medicines he takes as well, he just experiences like a low where he gets real sleepy. But that doesn't last all day like it used to. So he's had, since this whole medicine change with his pain medication, he has had no more dizzy spells. He has not felt the equilibrium off like he was, the vertigo, or scared that he's going to fall. Oh, here comes a locust. He still has the vertigo when he lays down or gets up. That's probably going to be there, and that's the neurologist feels that's a lot to do with what's going on in his brain between the seizures, between the ischemic vascular disease that's now invaded his brain, and then the area on his brain where he has a large area missing. And I probably need to touch on that because I don't think I've touched on it on the channel. So Harry and I decided we want to be real on this and share with everybody, because as veterans, as a veteran, he doesn't know what other veterans might not be realizing that could be caused from this Agent Orange exposure. So, taking that issue with his pain management and finding out about these other things has really helped him a lot. So I encourage you, just don't take the list and trust that somebody's going to find out about things if there's something wrong. really kind of look over it yourself. Ask questions of your pharmacist, because I kind of took it to our pharmacist and said, hey, could you look at this and see, because I even went back to the pharmacist after I talked to the doctor and said, hey, look at all of this and see what you think. And I told him about the story. He says, oh yeah, sometimes we see that a lot, but of course their job is to say, well, this can react with this, or this can react with that. But it's, in the end, it's up to the patient to go back and discuss it with the doctor. So, but yeah, so he confirmed it as well, and he was glad to see that Harry came off of so much of it and was just taking the one lower dosage pain pill. So we were really happy that that happened. Now, since he's been out also, we do go back to the neurologist in a week, and we go back to his kidney doctor in a week. We have several more doctor's appointments coming up. But now he's in physical therapy, outpatient physical therapy, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they're wearing him out, but he's doing so much better. He's doing so much better. He's walking around on his own. He does take his cane to help steady himself because he's not quite comfortable walking without it. When he's out in public, he does use his walker, again, because he's scared that he's going to pass out. The heat is really, really hard on him. So anytime he gets out in the heat, he prefers taking his walker, just in case he gets kind of woozy. That hasn't happened. It's kind of like a security blanket, but that's okay. I'm good with that, and he's good with that, and to heck with what anybody else cares or anybody else says. So, so now we're just doing his physical therapy and seeing how he's doing. I have gone back to work. This is my second week back to work. And it looks like he's done now. He's looking for me, so I'm going to need to go back in and cut it short. But we have a routine going, and we think that that's working really well. And I'll fill you in more about that later. Bye.